Hello and welcome to Vidush Academy. Today is Saturday and we will be talking about dates with Excel, VBA, and sometimes just with SQL Server. We will be basing our talk on these two articles written in Vidush Academy. Pretty much we will be talking about dates in Excel in general and some functions with them, and then we would finish with finding Christmas, which weekday Christmas is for the last 20 years or something. So let's start. So most probably you know this shortcut saying today's date. It's control and semicolon, or what you can do is do this saying now, and it will give you the same with the hour. So starting from somewhere, actually we can say, hey, I want to see this as a general, and it gives you this number 45,465.70499. And you can ask yourself, what exactly is this? Well, this is the number of days after the 1st of January 1900, with one tiny exception because it's exactly not correct, but this will come later. So let's start like this. We write here 1, we format it as to date, and we see that the first date in Excel, actually the date that Excel reads when we give him 1, is this one, 1st of January 1900. Exactly. And what happens if we change from 1 to 1.5? That's another interesting question. We can get also the time and the date with time, or we can get like this one, custom, special, date time. There should be something like this. Yes. This is what we get. It's 12 o'clock for 1.5, and for 1.6 it is 1.6. I said it should be something after 12 o'clock. Yeah, so far so good. So what we got so far is that whenever we have a number and we want to see this number as date, Excel thinks the following way. Hey, whenever I see 1, I translate it to 1900, 1st of January, and later whatever I'll be doing, I'll be based on this one. Yeah, you see, this is how it goes. Is it the same in VBA? The answer is pretty much almost, but not exactly. Why? First, let's show it and then we'll explain it. So I have VBA here opened, and I can say, hey, VBA, I'm using this one, so the active cell. And sometimes out of the blue, I passed this one as active cell, and it gave me 31st of December 1899. Why is this happening? That's something that would be discussed later. And the last thing I wanted to show is completely separate thing, showing how the thing is presented into SQL Server. You see here I have selected SQL Server. I don't have SQL Server installed on my machine, but this SQL would return us exactly what we need. So by running, you get 2nd of January whenever we have 1. So just to summarize, for Excel, whenever we call 1, we get here we are getting 1st of January 1900. For VBA, whenever we have 1, we are getting active cell. Okay, active cell is 1, but if we convert it, we would be getting this one. And I'll just put it like this. It's not even a number, it's accelerated as a text. And with MS SQL Server, whenever we have 1, we are getting what were we getting? Let's just see. We were getting 2nd of January 1919. So I'll make sure. And whenever we have Excel 1904. Whenever we put 1, you may be asking yourself, what is Excel 1904? I'll show you immediately. It pretty much says that the first day of the year would be 1904. So if I say active cell, it would return me 1904, and you can see that itself, even here, it was changed. Okay. Let's do it this way. And I'll return quickly Excel 1904 back to false, because it is dangerous to keep it this way. So what should we get from this one here? That we have 4 systems, all of them depending on Microsoft and developed mainly by Microsoft, but they get the first day different for each one of them, which is interesting. Why is it like that? Let's go to the article where I have explained it pretty much here. There is a leap year only if a number is divisible by 4, except for years which are both divisible by 100 and not divisible by 400, which means then 1900 is a leap year, and it means that the first 35 days in VBA are actually wrong, but later they become the same. So back to the point, it is something that we always should pay attention to. If you see that our dates here in the general in Excel are different within 4 years, then most probably this workbook date 1904 is set to true, which sometimes could be a good thing, sometimes it can be a bad thing. I usually do not send it to send it to true, but that's the idea. So this is how dates in Excel are pretty much. Let's consider it like this. We start with 1900 and we go further. Just to show you something, 1, 2, 3, 4, and going through the first few days, few weeks, showing why exactly this thing happened and appeared. Yeah, let's do it like that. You'll see that in Excel 29th of February exists, which is actually a day that does not exist because 1900 is divisible by 100 exactly. Yeah, but long time ago, when Excel was trying to cut off and to take the market of Lotus Notes, they had to copy the system, the date time system of Lotus Notes. So this is why they copied this error as well. This one doesn't exist in VBA. How can we show it? Date. Let's write date serial in VBA. We put 1900, we put 2, and we will return 29. And the 29th day, even with that we set the month February, it gave it back as 3rd of January 1900. We put here 28, it would still be, yeah. That's great implementation of VBA. So only the first 30 something days are mismatching between Excel and VBA, the first 59 days. Okay, so far so good. Let's continue with the functions in Excel and in VBA. The first function that we are going to take a look at in VBA is actually not the now function that we have already taken a look, but the date function, or the date, simply to see what it is good for. It should be in English, and we simply give the year, the month, and the day, and it would give us something like that. What can we do with it actually? That's a really interesting question. Well, based on this date function, it returns a date Excel object here, and we can use it saying, hey, I want the day out of this one, and it says it's the first one. If it was on the 1st of January, the day was the 12th day, it returns the 12th. Same with month. Yeah, obviously that the month is the first one. If the month was the 5th one, it would be 5th. And the same thing with the year. Another interesting function is weeknum. Yeah, works interesting. What is the return type? Well, it says work begins on Sunday, Monday, or something else. Here it's another system depending on whether you're using ISO or not. Yeah, fair enough. Week number is 20. But if the week becomes on Friday, I should write here 15, and it's obvious that it's also 20, but okay. If it doesn't become on Friday, but on something else, let's see what happens if it okay. 15. Just hoping to get something different than 20, but it's probably not going to happen. Okay, now 19. This is the 19th week of the 2024 year, or the 20th, depending on the system you are using. The next function that I have written to show is weeknum. This was actually weeknum, so the next one is weekday. And we can use now and return type. So Sunday through, okay, Monday would be 1 and Sunday would be 7 in our case. So it says that today is the 6th day, and if you want to see the day written down like this, today is Friday. Really, it's not Friday, definitely not this year. Yeah. Let's calculate this to F11. Or to do this, we need to have some kind of VBA code. So it would be, let's write a sub. Yes. Find or write Christmas Day in last 20 years. It's kind of a lot of for a sub, but okay. So we have Christmas Day as date and year count as long. Why we always use long and almost never integer, that's another story. So Christmas Day in general, it would be date serial. Let's write like this: year, date, and the month is 12, the day is this one. Let's see what date would return us. Yeah, today's date. Cool. And year date should return us 2023. 2024. Okay. We are using this as placeholders for 12 and 25. We're going to change the year later. So I can use this as I. This is gonna be like a loop. I equals 0 to 19. Yeah, this looks good. Step 1 for everyone who likes coding in C#. So let's say Christmas Day equals date add years, and the numbers will be 1 to the Christmas Day. Would it work? Yeah, that's interesting. Let's print it. Yes, but this is for the last 20, for the next 20 years, and we want it for the last 20 years. So, Christmas Day times -1. And this is exactly what you shouldn't be doing. Okay. So date add year, it's 1 to the Christmas day. Okay. So 1 times I, -1 times I. This should be something interesting. Yeah. So this year Christmas is this day. And it's interesting why everything went wrong. -1 times I. Yes, pretty much everything went wrong when we hit the 2018. That's a good question why everything went wrong. So date add -1 times I to the Christmas day. Somehow it was okay up to here. No, 2022 wasn't okay. Okay, let's think about it. So just fixing my code a bit, we're going to do it with date serial, Christmas Day, like this. And it is correct. So let's think about something. The new Christmas Day would be date serial, not date add. And we would be using year is integer, Christmas Day, year, and minus I, month would be month, Christmas Day, and day would be day, Christmas Day. Yes. So pretty much we get Christmas, that's great. And we wanted to get also the week, not the week, but the weekday. So let's write like this, debug print weekday name. And we will be using VBA weekday name in order to understand that we are not speaking about this workbook and this one. Weekday name, and it would be, let's see, yay, somehow VBA weekday name. Shouldn't be VBA weekday name, it should be weekday, simply like this. Yes, and weekday name should be over weekday. And yes, finally something. So last year Christmas was on Thursday, then on Tuesday, then on Sunday, then on Wednesday, and so on. What we can do is we can print this here. So sheet 2 dot range sheet 2 cells, row should be I, row would not be I, but would be like this, I, and then column A, and sheet 2 cells, row I, column B. Just doing something quickly here, let's hope it will work. and this one should be Christmas Day, and this one should be this formula. Would it work? No. What didn't it like? Come on. Sheet 2 cells I. Let's give it a try. Let's see how we debug it. No, it didn't like something. What about I? Probably it should be like this. No, type mismatch. Okay, yeah, of course. I was thinking about something different. This happens when you're usually not prepared to write a VBA code when you want to make a new video. Yes, now it should be okay, in a way. So let's write something like sheet 2 cells clear. So why Christmas Day is a problem? Okay, now I got it. We write end, and let's see. Okay, -1 year Christmas Day, and then should be okay. Somehow once we reached 16, it became unhappy. I guess weekday name should be like that. This should be like that, and let's try again. This video has prolonged a bit, but it's interesting, I hope, also for you. Christmas Day somehow became not exactly what we were all expecting. That's kind of interesting. It started from Tuesday, then it became here -2, and I can say why. We talk about step 1, yes. Christmas Day. Okay, I got it. We were rewriting Christmas Day. That should not be happening, but that's really an interesting thing. Let's fix it. Current Christmas Day. Current Christmas Day, current Christmas Day, current Christmas Day. And of course, sometimes option explicit here is saving us. So now everything looks okay. Finally the dates are present. Finally the code is present, and so far so good. I really hope you enjoyed the video and you learned something and you are not too unhappy for me calling Excel range as a date object or something like that. I'm pretty sure you understand what I mean. If you do not, then I'm sorry. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Watch the Euro Cup if you are having a team to support, and take care of yourself. Bye bye.